Hello everyone, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, very welcome to join us. This is the DIGITIMES and IC Radio host program, and we are very happy, very honored. We have a special guest from our city of Taoyuan, one of the most important metropolitan of Taiwan, and City Mayor Simon join us. And Simon, can you shake your hand?
Hi everybody. My pleasure to talk to Carly about the future development in the area of technology for Taoyuan.
You know, Taoyuan is a city with 2.3 million population. And as I know, you have the youngest generation. People live in the city.
Yes. Among the 6 major municipalities, Taoyuan is the youngest, averaging age 41 years old.
The youngest in Taiwan?
Youngest in 6 major cities.
Even I knew many young men try to move to Taoyuan.
Yes.
Every year you have 200,000 or something.
We many young couples, especially couples, move into Taoyuan because the living standard is relatively more affordable than the neighboring cities. And Taoyuan is building a lot of good quality housing, and the neighborhood, the parks, everything is very ideal for young couple to develop their family and also their career. So we're receiving many young couples moving into Taoyuan, and this young couple are also giving birth to babies. And so the natural birth rate of Taoyuan, again, #1 in the 6 cities.
You know, I personally, I was invited by many international events. I went to Stanford University. I worked with Harvard University to introduce Taiwan, why we succeed. And I always say that I come from an island. Appearance is just like a sweet potato, but we are sweet but hot.
Sweet but hot.
Right? But most of the high-tech companies, their headquarters, located in Hsinchu and the Taipei area.
Yes.
Which is one of this distance, and 70 kilometers about, right? But people only mention about Taipei and Hsinchu. They forget Taoyuan.
Yes.
Actually, Taoyuan is in the middle way. If you check high-speed railway, as I know, to Hsinchu only 10 minutes. To Taipei is 15 minutes.
Yes.
But when I introduce high-tech companies of Taiwan, I always say that because density is a very important advantage of Taiwan today.
Yes.
Because we can support each other.
Yes.
And Simon, once he talked to me, he said, you knew many industry leaders. I said, yes, because Taiwan is smaller. Taiwan has an infrastructure which other countries didn't have. Because we started from scratch. You know, in 1985, Taiwan started to produce IBM compatible PCs from very young. Then we took OEM orders. Then we need to improve our efficiency. Otherwise, we cannot get orders.
Cannot compete with the original brand.
You know, we always joke. You know, when I conduct a survey for the industry, I always joke to ourselves. I say, what PC stands for? I say, price below cost. But based on this kind of experience, we need to improve our infrastructure and efficiency. Otherwise, no room for surviving.
Right.
But today, people knew Taiwan is the most important kingdom of semiconductor.
Yes.
But we also is the most important place for AI servers as well.
Exactly.
And I knew many companies are in Taoyuan. Please let us know how much you know about Taoyuan high-tech industry.
Server production. Long time ago, some companies moved to China, but they soon moved back to Taoyuan, to Taiwan, and mainly to Taoyuan. So all the major brands you can think of, Quanta, Foxconn, and along with many other companies, are all in Taoyuan. And originally, it was just conventional servers. But since NVIDIA became the major production of AI chips and the demand for AI servers grew, naturally all those servers turned into AI servers. not only the chip and the motherboard.
Yes.
The problem that came with AI server is the heat dissipation, power consumption, and heat dissipation. So in order to have the AI chip run smoothly, first of all, you need efficient power supply. Next, you need efficient dissipation of the heat. And Taoyuan has advantage in both areas. For example, efficient supply of power. We have Delta, which is I think one of the foremost leader in the world for power supply and especially efficient power supply. And then for heat dissipation, now we're looking at the cabinet housing the AI server is turning from air-cooled to water-cooled. And that involves a lot of mechanical design. And again, mechanical design is one of Taoyuan's stronghold because coming from the traditional mechanical industry,
Yes.
it naturally became a very natural production base for this new type of water-cooled cabinet for the AI servers. So if you go to any one of the server production company, you will see they are coming with this new type, different types. And what is amazing is not everyone is making the same type of water-cooled cabinet, different types. Everybody is trying to experiment what type of design is the most efficient for heat dissipation. And so having the AI chip as a core, you have surrounding the power supply, heat dissipation. I think these two additional features that's required for the new AI servers are very important, and that adds the advantage to Taoyuan. So I think in the future, Taoyuan being the major production base for conventional servers, now AI servers will be becoming more important because of the added advantage of the peripherals that would need to run this AI server efficiently. Yeah.
I like to remind one thing to our audiences. If you talk to the city mayor anywhere else, can you speak the same language like Simon talked to us today? Because, I know him very well. He used to be our minister of science and technology.
Yes.
He take care of whole industry.
Yes.
That's why he should understand.
Yes. I think both you and I, everyone who's watching this video, I think you will share that we are living in a very exciting age. Not our fathers, grandfathers, or our sons, grandsons will live in this age that is so challenging because the new technology are coming up so fast, and it's challenging our brain, our mind, to really accommodate this change. And I think I'm very happy being the mayor of Taoyuan because Taoyuan is standing in the forefront of this wave. And I think you will be very challenging too because you're seeing all this happening, and your mission is to gather information and then try to judge what's the future trend. And the future trend is what every company needs in terms of information for future development.
I worked for the industry 40 years.
Yes.
As I say, 1985 was the first year Taiwan to produce IBM compatible PCs.
Yes.
Same year, Microsoft launched Windows.
Yes.
Next year, Intel released 386 CPU.
Chip. Yeah.
Then we have the standard for motherboard.
Yes.
There is a success story behind Taiwan experience.
Yes.
But you mentioned about Taoyuan is a very important place, especially AI server.
Yes.
You know why? First, the server factory are in Daxi, Taoyuan.
Ah, yes.
Yes, because compact.
Compact, yes.
The first factory, they produce server in Taiwan, workstation, which is the city called Daxi,
Yes.
under Taoyuan City Metropolitan.
Yes. Daxi is one of the major districts in Taoyuan.
Yes. And lately, the factory acquired by HP,
Ah, yes.
then sell to Inventec.
Yes.
Now, because I work with them,
Yeah.
then I knew the story behind, starting from something like 1992.
Yeah, long history.
Yes.
I think you bring up a very interesting point. Taoyuan has been participating in this PC era, now the AI server era, right from the beginning, because one of the major and the original manufacturer company, Compaq, was located in Daxi of Taoyuan. And although the factory was transferred to other companies, but it kept producing servers or PCs all these years and evolving to the modern technology. So that's why Taoyuan has this strong base that cannot be replaced by other places.
I've read a book about Hidden Champion. You know this book?
Yes.
Hidden Champion.
Yes.
And the author mentioned about the country has the most hidden champions are Germany.
Germany.
Germany has the most.
Yes, I agree.
But in Asia, Taiwan is the most.
I agree too.
Our density is about 10 times than Korea. Not because we are smarter,
Yeah.
because our infrastructure is better.
Yes.
Secondly, Taiwan economy heavily depends on small and medium-sized companies.
Yes, SMEs.
Yes. Also, government encourage companies raise the money, the funds from society directly.
Yes.
They encourage people to go public.
Yes.
So, as I mentioned, today we have more than 1,000 listed companies.
Yes.
There is one of the most successful, important factory behind Taiwan's story.
Yes. Over 1,000 listed companies in computer manufacturing.
Yes.
Computers. Yeah.
Mostly. And because we started from scratch, especially from PC. PC is just like a carrier of Taiwan.
Yes.
We have many parts, components on it. Then we have the very good IC design industry as well.
Yes.
I suppose you have many IC design company in Taoyuan City as well.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
IC design, together with semiconductor, they are the two most ingredient in the supply chain, and so very, very good companies in Taoyuan as well.
Why TSMC choose Taoyuan as a CoWoS production base? Why?
Well, I think it's a natural trend. TSMC grew originally from Hsinchu, and they outgrew their original location. They need more and more space. And Taoyuan, being the closest to Hsinchu, is the best logical choice for TSMC to expand. And now they have one very major site consisting of at least 5 or 6 factories in Taoyuan. And I think everybody knows that they intend to expanding more. So I think they will bring along with them more IC design companies as well. Yeah.
Beyond Longtan and some of the factory now they're hosted by TSMC. Any other place you have enough space for newcomers?
Yes, we identified almost 6,000 hectares of land in the future that could be used for industrial development. Let me give you an example. How big is 6,000 hectares? That's 10 times of Hsinchu Science Park.
Yes.
So, the government now has this Taoyuan big Silicon Valley project.
Yes.
Taoyuan Daxigu. And for Science Park, there are 2 candidate locations, Longtan and Xinwu. But on the city level, we have identified over 30 sites that could be either private or public, over 30 sites that would be used for industrial park as well. So you can imagine, in the long run, 6,000 hectares. In the medium term, we identify over 30 sites for industrial parks. So that's a lot of space. And we hope that we can process all these candidates for industrial park quickly, because that involves land conversion, land use purpose change. That requires approval from the central government. So that's a process we need to go through. But I hope under the umbrella of the big Silicon Valley program, all this lands, the conversion of all this land will gain approval soon.
Simon, do you know why I acquired IC Radio?
Please.
Once I talked to the ex-chairman, he used to be the CFO of TSMC.
Yes.
Harvey, right?
Yeah.
You must know him.
Yeah.
And once I talked to him, Hsinchu Science Park is the best place to serve high-tech information.
Yes.
You mentioned about that. Now you reserve 10 times land, even bigger than Science Park. But do you know how many people work in Hsinchu Science Park now?
No.
170,000.
Oh.
Okay, that's one thing. Secondly, Taoyuan, Hsinchu, and Miaoli, the northwestern part of Taiwan, we have 3.8 million population.
Yes.
And no less than 600,000 are high-tech people.
Yes.
Then I know if I acquire IC Radio, I can serve them by radio.
The audience are all here.
If they drive cars, and I believe one thing, DIGITIMES is just like a tool, mechanical platform to support people to access the information.
Yes.
But if you want to influence them emotionally, you need to go through voice rather than only text. So that's I try. So we serve the high-tech people in the rush hour.
Yes.
We present to them about the industry observation, just like the example.
Yes.
Today we mentioned about NVIDIA. First quarter last year, 2023, Jensen and the NVIDIA claimed they have 7.2 billion revenue, one quarter. But this year, the quarter, second quarter of this year, 2024, their total revenue increased to $30 billion, 4 times then within 1.5 years. 4 times. They are number one in the world. Do you know NVIDIA will become the number one semiconductor company in the world this year?
Yes.
And their revenue will be bigger than 100 billion, 2024. So let's think about that. If you want to get involved, you need to follow with the winners.
Yes.
Not follow with the loser. That is one thing I want to say.
Yeah, NVIDIA is a very amazing company.
Yes.
First of all, they are a IC design company. They design the chip.
Yes.
They don't manufacture. TSMC does the manufacturing, but they design the chip. They also design the software that runs the chip, right? Because GPU is not the same as CPU. GPU requires more expertise to program efficiently. And so they created libraries. So that's software, the software. And based on the software, they promote the application of software to different applications. And over the years, they built a very remarkable ecosystem using the chip, the software for different applications. So they're an amazing company. If you look, we'll talk about ecosystem. If you look at the ecosystem, other than the manufacturing of the chip, they are almost everything.
Yes.
So that's amazing.
That not only everything, everywhere.
Everywhere, yes, I agree.
Amazing. I studied NVIDIA cautiously because, they are so influential.
Yes.
And you can find out most of the HBM memory derived from Korea.
Yes.
Right? After that, the chips, advanced chips produced by TSMC, right?
Yes.
Then they subcontract to Foxconn and Wistron for motherboard,
yes,
which is level 6.
Yes.
Then move to level 10, level 11, level 12 by servers, rack, and the cluster.
Yes.
They integrate everything together. That's why they have 43 partners in Taiwan.
Yeah.
I always say that. Amazing. Only 2 gentlemen leverage Taiwan, fully leverage and successfully.
Yes.
Who are Maurice Tang and Jensen Huang.
Exactly. I think you are very familiar with Morris Chang.
Yes.
You also know him very well personally,
yes.
right? He recently published a book, right?
Yes.
And he mentioned somewhere in his book that he said he was very fortunate to came back to Taiwan and started TSMC, right? I think Taiwan, you mentioned earlier, the good policy from the government and the foresight to understand the future potential of semiconductor and the execution of setting up TSMC. And Morris Chang was really the key man to realize the potential of TSMC. He stayed in the United States for many years. I think he mentioned in his book that later years in the United States, in one certain company, he was a little bit disappointed, not happy, disappointed. And he was very happy to came back to Taiwan, started up TSMC. And so you mentioned Jensen Huang, Morris Chang. They are really the two key figures and to lead this revolution of semiconductor and application of really hyperscale, complicated semiconductor chips.
I knew Morris Chang personally, that is true. And I have many opportunities to discuss with him, to learn from him. I have one sentence I'd like to emphasize his importance. He shared different management philosophy with Taiwanese people.
Yes.
That is most important. He always said that. He is a learning curve believer.
Yes.
And what means for learning curve? Is, I checked the figures, their capex after year 2015. I found once we introduce EUV equipment and TSMC capex no less than 40% of their total revenue.
Right. That's a very huge expense, but you need foresight. You need determination to invest this kind of huge money into the infrastructure.
You have the vision and you have the philosophy.
Yes.
How you run the business and can make the company successfully, not only 1 or 2 years. And, if we say TSMC has 60% global market share, and when he's second, only 12%, 5 times different. And if I invest 40% of my total revenue into capex, then my rival, competitor, need to invest 200% of their revenue.
Because the revenue size is 5 times different.
I suppose you must know the company I mentioned.
Yes.
And the company, as I know, TSMC today, they have close to 10,000 R&D engineers.
That's really amazing.
Yes, his rival, only 1/3.
Yeah.
Second, investors lower, less. Thirdly, you know how many customers they have today? 500 more.
Oh.
Okay. Every 7 nanometer, 5 nanometers, 3 nanometers, it took about 2 years for negotiation about the spec, about tape out, everything. So it's almost impossible to replace position of TSMC today.
No, it's almost impossible to surpass TSMC. No.
And
mission impossible.
Mission impossible. Not only that, is it available to do that kind of things?
No.
Or I would like to emphasize and to say something about what C.C. Wei, chairman of TSMC, mentioned to us. He said TSMC is not a Taiwanese company anymore. It's a global company.
Yeah, the shareholders.
We need to think about that. We need to think about how to leverage, how to transfer even technology to world-class companies. And first tier, second tier countries, not only America, but also Germany, Japan, even India, Canada, Australia.
Everywhere.
Yeah, we need to think about how to work with them.
Yes,
But
exactly.
you used to be the prime minister. You must know the industry is very expensive.
Yes.
Do you have any suggestion to other countries?
I think they need to find their own roles to complement Taiwan, not to replace Taiwan, duplicate Taiwan.
Yes, it is a better way.
Yes. Taiwan has very some unique features that I think it's very difficult to replace. First of all, you mentioned TSMC has a lot of R&D teams, right? TSMC's R&D capability is number one.
Yes.
Because of the education system in Taiwan, the best talents in Taiwan goes to college either to study medical school,
Yes.
or to study technology.
Yes.
Unlike other countries, for example, if you take United States, the best talents go into financial,
Yes.
goes into law, and maybe networks and software, but not like TSMC, the hardcore technology, semiconductor technology or related material science and so on.
Yes.
So the education system in Taiwan is very, very beneficial for TSMC or similar companies to develop their R&D team. If you want to set up R&D team in elsewhere, you have to review their education system, which may not be as advantageous as Taiwan. So the R&D team, irreplaceable.
Yes.
Second of all, the work ethic, very disciplined. In TSMC, the manufacturing require very disciplined work culture.
Yes.
Which is only available in Taiwan. Other countries, you want to develop very disciplined, stringent work culture, you have to review your work culture for the whole country. Is your work culture compatible or adaptable to TSMC? So, as I mentioned, all these countries need to understand the core capabilities of TSMC and try to come up, how do you complement TSMC's strengths? If you can come up with a very good strategic complementary strategy, then I think it's very easy to work with Taiwan. Otherwise, it will be very difficult.
Some will say, great. If you want to enjoy a fruitful industry achievement like Taiwan today we have, we need to think about education.
Yes.
Human resources.
Yes.
Also leverage your geographic locations advantage as well.
Yes.
And the culture-wise,
yes,
is also very important.
Yeah, work ethic.
Yeah, work ethic. In 1980s, we started from scratch, as I mentioned. But when I say scratch,
yeah,
it's very difficult because you need to challenge. You may be challenged by different perspectives and even argue with you about the policy, a lot of things like that.
Yeah, so that's why I give a lot of credit to the policymakers in the early days like Li Guoding,
Yes, right.
Sun Yun-xuan,
Yes.
that, everything, Taiwan at that time doesn't have any high-tech industry. So there are so many items of high-tech that you can engage in. Why did you pick semiconductor and not others? You have to justify that. So they have the courage to insist on their good choice.
That's why vision is important.
Vision, yes.
And you can collect data over the world, not difficult today. Figures, numbers is important, yes, but insights is more important.
Yes.
You need to understand
how
to help your country success, how to leverage by yourself, your native capability, core value, something like that.
Yeah.
I think there's key reasons why Taiwan success.
Yeah. I think I will also mention one thing. Maybe it's good for concluding of this session. You DIGITIMES provide information to all the leaders of the technical companies. You can imagine that Li Guoding and Sun Yun-xuan, for example, Sun Yun-xuan was an electrical engineer, but he didn't understand too much about semiconductor. So they rely on a number of experts at that time. And they give a lot of trust to the recommendations from all those advisors. The advisors provided very critical information for their decision making, right? And based on those information, they made the correct decision. Now all those advisors are gone. and you, DIGITIMES, are in the place of the information advisor.
I really appreciate our predecessor. They gave us a lot of opportunities, you know. Simon, maybe you didn't know. When I worked for think tank, MIC, I worked before. I worked there 12 years.
Yes.
I count. Government spent no less than $700,000 for my traveling fee.
I know.
So we got very good training, and we grew up with the industry and witnessed all of the successful. Now, I think Simon will agree with me. Taiwanese people need to share with other industry countries with our best experience. Let them make industry successfully. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Simon, to join us. Thank you, our audience. See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.